Hello, my name is Haley Robles, and for my interpersonal communication second share, I will be discussing the class topic Managing Conflict from Chapter 11. I chose this specifically because I wanted to touch on the subcategory avoidance. And the reason I chose this, not something like accommodation, is because I think I reside really closely to that characteristic and I exhibit it greatly. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the text and why I relate closely to it. So in the text, it said that usually people who exhibit this tend to ignore arguments or ignore problems to create arguments, and they'd rather just push it aside like it doesn't exist and like it doesn't matter. And I tend to do that a lot, whether it be in a family relationship or my partner, my boyfriend. I tend to push problems aside and act like they don't exist because I really don't want to go through those problems. And in the text, it mentioned that usually people with this tend to show pessimistic ideas or views. And I think I can be very pessimistic at times. I think that I view things negatively, and that's also why I can't communicate the best, and I choose to avoid problems. Um, and sometimes it doesn't lead to the best in relationships because it leaves a lot of unresolved emotions and feelings and built up tension between you and that other person. And I think that when I get into conflict with my family and my boyfriend, I just really choose to not pay attention to it because I don't want to feel that way without really thinking about my partner or my family and how they might feel and how they might want to talk about it. So it's not the best thing to have, but it's also not a terrible thing because you don't choose to pick at everything and you don't choose to talk about every single thing that bugs you. So I really like that aspect of it because uh, I don't really want to get into every single little thing, and it's sometimes the best for you and that person. So there's no disagreements and there's no follow up conflict, and you won't have a bad relationship with them because if you're nitpicking at every single thing, it's not always going to work out. So I think that that's a pro of it. And, a con being that avoiding it could not help your relationship and it could leave the other person dissatisfied as well, even if you yourself are okay with it. And sometimes by you not doing that, it could lead to an unhappy marriage, but it's just about picking the right things to speak up about and saving your energy for those right times. So that's the class concept that I chose, and it really does go well with my life completely because I am exactly like that, and I choose to ignore conflict and look the other way a lot of the times. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to watching everybody else's.